Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to bring you a little update on the Dinka Jester that just came out as part of the new DLC, the nightclub DLC, or the after hours DLC. I apologize, I haven't been on for a while. I'm on vacation. About a week into my vacation. Actually, today is my birthday. I have a barbecue set up at about 2 p.m. with a couple friends. Shout out to Symbaticus for having me over for the barbecue. So I'm probably not going to be doing too much today. I know there's a lot of info to go over, but you see right here, you got the Dinka Jester, which is 790,000. I actually thought these cars were going to be a lot more expensive. I also thought the nightclubs were going to be more expensive, but so far everything's been pretty cheap, pretty reasonable. I'm sure on some of the vehicles, you know, once you do the customizations, it's going to be pretty crazy, although I kind of just tested out by going to one of the nightclubs, and I think after getting all the options, it was still only like 2 million or 2.3 million. So I guess it's going to be a lot cheaper than people were thinking. So you saw right there, we just ordered the Jester. Had to go through a bunch of my garages because I don't really have any more spaces. You see, it just got delivered right there. Looks kind of, you know, kind of basic, I guess, but we'll go ahead and take it for a little test spin, and then we'll customize it. Just from driving around, the car seems pretty cool. I mean, it's got pretty good acceleration, pretty good handling. Not really sure about the top speed. It's always kind of tough to tell, like, right after you buy it. Again, like I said, today's my birthday, so I'm going to be probably doing another video on the other car that came out on, what? Legendary Motorsports. My fault, guys. It has been a while since I played this game. I've been, you know, playing other games. So hopefully this game, well, this DLC will be a shot in the arm that this game desperately needs. I know I already have a lot of friends on my friends list playing, which most of them usually play in Fortnite, so I guess that's a pretty good sign. We'll kind of see how much detail is actually involved in this DLC and how long it'll you know, keep us occupied for. So we're gonna go ahead and drive it into Los Santos Customs. Like I said, right out the bat, I think it's pretty decent. All right, so again, here we are inside of LS Customs. We're going to go ahead and go through all the different customizations. I know sometimes this can be the boring part of the video. Normally I would just go ahead and put some music in for this part, make it a little bit more interesting, but again, like I said, I'm in the US on vacation. I don't really have so much time to go ahead and get too detailed into the videos. I'd rather just get this out. Like I said, it's been about I don't know, a week to 9 days since the last time I've actually uploaded anything. So I'm just going to run through here with all the different customizations. The first thing I'm going to do, like I always do in any of these videos, is I always go ahead and modify the engine, the turbo, suspension, transmission, all that type of stuff, and then I'll go through all the little customizations. So I guess while we're doing that, you know, some other things that happened, I ended up buying that mini Nintendo entertainment system with like 30 games on it. So look forward to some uploads or possibly some live streams of me playing the Super Mario games, Zelda, and some of the other games. My girl ended up getting it for me. Actually, my girl and daughter. It was one of the birthday gifts that they got me. So I kind of messed around with it last night. It's actually pretty cool. Brings me back. I know it's actually funny story. I was with my my nephew, well, one of my nephews the other day, and I was telling him how I ended up getting it, and he was like asking all kinds of questions. I said, yeah, it's like the original one. It's like the retro game that came out. He's like, oh, you mean like Nintendo 3DS? I got a kick out of that one because these kids are like, you know, under 10 years old, so, or you know, 10, 11. So it's funny to think of the history of gaming according to them. You know, 3DS is ancient and retro to them. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I think now it's time to get into it. So you see some of the options here. I think this was the first one, the bumpers. I don't really like those diffusers, you know, those black ones that stick out too much. I mean, it's not my favorite thing on when I go ahead and customize the cars. You'll also see here, I end up getting the carbon style, but as I go through later and start going through the liveries and the paint job, it just didn't really make sense to me, so I ended up kind of switching that up. So there's a decent amount of customizations on this car. For all I know, honestly, this car could be a Benny's car. I think it should be a Benny's car, so you might have to let me know that I'm an idiot for just bringing it into Los Santos Customs, but I actually didn't think about that until halfway through the video. As I started to customize it, I was like, you know what, maybe this is a Benny's car. I should have taken it to Benny's. But as I said, I got some things to do coming up here in a little bit, so I wanted to go ahead and just get this one out there so you guys can see. If you have the money, you know, it's kind of worth it. Like I said, 790,000. You don't find too many cars, especially in a new DLC that comes out, that's pretty reasonable as far as the cost. And once you upgrade it, you think maybe you're paying a maximum of I don't know, 1 million to 1.1 million. So it's actually pretty decent for a new car. I know people have been anticipating this car coming out for so long, and you know, so here it is. Like I said, we'll just go ahead and finish with the customizations, and then I do take it for a little bit of a test spin after, just to kind of test it out. I will get into you know, more in depth as far as doing the testing of these new vehicles to see where they stack up compared to some of the other vehicles in their class. This one is a sports car, so you know, it's got some competition with the Pariah, and geez, man, like I said, it's been a while since I played this game. There's one other car that came out. I know obviously there's Neon, there's the Comet, but there's one other one, I think, in the sports car class that came out not too long ago that's pretty much up there as far as speed. So we'll just go ahead and finish this off, and then like I said, there's probably at least another couple more minutes of this. There is a decent amount of options. I try to go through so you guys can kind of see, you know, the different styles of you know, the packages that you can get. You know, you have the carbon package, which gives you the bumpers, the roofs, the hood, and I think the side skirts there. But as I said, I picked it, and I ended up changing because I didn't really think it went with the style of the car. Now, obviously, for spoilers, some people like them big and flashy. I kind of like them, you know, kind of mild, just a basic spoiler. I don't like anything like those are too big for me. And as far as the downforce and stuff like that, I don't think it really matters much compared to having the huge ones versus the small ones. You can see on the graph down there, all of the spoilers basically have the same downforce or same effect. So I don't really think you need the biggest one to have a maximum impact. But once we get to this, I think we go ahead. This is toward the end. I think I have to customize the tires, and then basically just the you know, the livery, and then some kind of paint scheme to match it. So like I said, I'm probably going to see how much time I have left. I may go ahead and do the same thing with that other car that came out that you can purchase on Legendary Motorsports. Man, I kind of forgot the name of it already. I wanted to say it's like the I think it's a Swinger. Is it an Ocelot Swinger? I think that's actually the name of it. So that one looks pretty cool. It's kind of a retro car, more like a 60s to a 70s body style, if I'm not mistaken. And that one looks pretty cool. Looks like just a little two-seater. I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to be a sports classic or what type of car that would be. And obviously you see here I just went ahead and went with my custom crew color, but that's when I realized that the carbon black hood didn't really match it, or it didn't really look that good to me. So I think I just go ahead and keep this one my crew color in white, just kind of keep it basic and simple, get through this customization. I mean, I could honestly spend probably half an hour in here just trying to pick a color scheme and livery, but obviously nobody wants to watch a video that long, so you guys kind of just get the idea, you know, the different options that you guys have, and then you guys can obviously go ahead and take it from there. But as I was mentioning earlier, the price of the car makes it attractive. You know, I'm glad the car wasn't like 2.3 million and then you had to go ahead and customize it, and then there's a new car, and then you got a couple of vehicles that are on San Andreas Motorsports. I think you got the Party Bus, you got I don't know, a couple other ones. There's a couple other ones that came out on Warstock, and they're all pretty reasonable. I think every one of the new vehicles that came out is under, I think it's like 900,000. Some of them are even really cheap, if I'm not mistaken, if I read it right, somewhere around 100 to 300,000. So a lot of rumors were saying that you were going to need like $100 million or $20 million or $50 million to go ahead and purchase everything in this DLC. And who knows, you know, as the days go or the weeks go, maybe there'll be more content that'll be released. But as of right now, it seems like out of the options that you have between Legendary Motorsports, San Andreas, whatever the hell that one's called, and Warstock, and then buying the new nightclub, looks like you can pretty much get everything for under 10 million, possibly even somewhere closer to like 6 or 7 million. And again, you don't need to buy every single thing. I don't think I'm going to buy the Party Bus. I don't know what kind of purpose that's going to serve me. There's also a couple of like the Mule, and I forgot what the other one is. I guess there's some different features in those. You can make them weaponized, and that'll obviously increase the price, but the base price for everything is pretty cheap. And then like I said, at this point when I was recording this clip, I think I just turned the game on. Obviously I let it go through the download, so it downloaded the new After Hours update, and then literally I've been playing the game for about 5 to 10 minutes while I was in this point, so I haven't really done much except for, like I said, I drove over to the closest, well, actually no, I brought up my phone and just kind of did a little test to see how much one of the nightclubs was going to be. And after selecting all the options, I think the max, it was like, I don't know if it was 2.1 to 2.2 million, and that was one of them that was, it started off at 1.6 million. So seems like they kind of made this one a little bit more budget friendly for everybody, where normally by this point, you know, if this was the Doomsday Heist, I mean, you're already spending $20 million easy in the first like 10 minutes just buying, you know, a facility, upgrading it, and buying a car or two or a vehicle or two. So this one seems to be a little bit more manageable for everybody. Not everybody has that type of cash. You know, I haven't been playing the game for a while. I think I went up to about 22 million, and I kind of just sat on it a little bit. I kind of got a little, I would say, I don't know, let's just say bored, I'll be honest with you. I got bored of the game, as well as a lot of other friends. It seems like it was dry for a while. But anyway, this is what the car looks like. I already got this clown calling me to try to get me to buy a nightclub. I actually, yeah, there we go. I hit the button so we don't have to listen to him. So, alright, so now the car is fully customized. It seems like the acceleration is pretty noticeable now. Again, the top speed's really tough to tell when you're just driving on the street. I would have to do a top speed test like I usually do when there's some new cars that come out. And overall, though, I kind of do like the feel of the car. I think it has really good traction. And yeah, the only thing I'm not really sure about is the top speed, how it compares to a lot of other cars. But again, it is a sports car, so there's not many other cars that are going to be competition for it. So it should already probably be one of the top 3 sports cars in the game, I would say, probably behind the Priya and maybe the Neon or the what is it, the Comet SSR that came out. So I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap this up soon. I'm just taking it for a little test drive with these cinematic views. So you can really do a lot with this car. There are a lot of options, and you know, I guess you have to go ahead and take it from there. Like I said, I'll be back on with another upload of the Swinger that came out, and I think that's probably going to be it, because that'll be about time for me to go ahead and take off to the barbecue. I probably will be back on sometime later tonight, hopefully doing a live stream. I'm not sure how the connection's going to be, because everything's going to be on wireless here, versus when I'm back in Denmark, I can have my Xbox hooked up through an Ethernet, so usually have a pretty stable connection there. But again, if you guys are looking to purchase this car, hopefully this video helped. If not, you know, I'm sorry about that, but it's pretty cheap. If you got the cash, just go ahead and do it anyway. You could always just go ahead and sell it again anyway. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So like I said, I'll be back on in a little bit with another upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.